Hello, I'm John McLaughlin. Welcome to part 4. And in this part of the course, we're going to talk about how to engage your audience. Yes, we are. We're going to talk about how to really engage your audience. This is something that I see on a regular basis where the content is right. People will be talking about documenting their journey. They'll be talking emotively to their audience, but sometimes we don't engage because we're not looking at them, okay? Sometimes we can be looking at ourselves, okay? So I'm talking to myself, I'm talking great things, I'm giving great information, sharing some great things that I've done on my journey, but I'm not engaging with my audience because my audience aren't here. My audience is here, okay? So coming up is a video I did a couple of years ago, in fact probably more than a couple of years ago, about engaging your audience. And what I would do in this is sit back and relax, take some notes, and the description is below. The link to the actual blog post is below. It's johnmclaughlin.com/video blogging tip. So watch this video and I'll come back in a minute. Hello there, I'm John McLaughlin and welcome to another one of my video tips of the week. Now in this week's video tip, I'm going to give you a couple of really useful techniques of how you can increase engagement with your audience. Now for those of you that don't know me, I've been doing video for some time. I went to film school for 4 years and the majority of my film work has been in documentaries. And over the years I've interviewed hundreds, if not thousands, literally thousands of people in different situations. And one of the important things is when you're interviewing somebody on camera, in order for them to engage with the audience, you need to get them into a certain state of being happy to talk on camera. And you'll know this when you see different videos on the internet and you'll see different barriers that people put in place. And if those barriers are broken down, then you're going to be able to engage more with your audience. Remember, everything online, as a business owner, as an online business owner, is all about the know, like and trust factor. And the tips I'm going to give you in a minute are all going to enhance that very thing. Now what I'm going to be talking about is the eyes, okay? Where do you put your eyes? And I see a lot of people making kind of the same mistakes over and over, and if only they just adhere to one or two of the principles, one or two of the tips I'm going to give you in this video, and especially the video at the tip at the end, then they're going to increase, you know, the engagement with people. So let me give you the first tip. A lot of the time we record on these sorts of things. These are your typical video camera with the flip out lens. Now one of the mistakes I see people making, let me just take you back. If I was to start this video again and do it from looking at the flip, so now I'm looking at me, I'm looking at myself. Hello there, I'm John McLaughlin. Welcome to another one of my video tips of the week. If I was somebody watching this, I'd be saying, well, I'm not there, I'm over here. Okay, so instantly I'm now disengaged from my audience, and now I'm engaged. Hello, how you doing? Okay, so disengaged, engaged, and this is really important because what happens is when you don't give people eye contact, people draw up their own conclusions as to why you're not looking at them, even though we're just talking to a camera. So if I'm looking at you right now, right into the lens, I'm engaged and I can keep your attention with what I'm saying. This way, slightly more disengaged, and you wonder why they're talking to somebody just to your left instead of right at you. So that's the first tip. The second tip, we may look very cool. Oh. You can see my lights. You can see my lights in the lenses. So it might look very cool when we've got sunglasses on, and a lot of the time we do blogs outside. We do blogs in sunlight, and I've tried to do blogs in sunlight where the sun's coming down and all you do is a big squint. But to be fair, a big squint is better than covering your eyes up because nobody can see your eyes. Okay, so now I'm saying something to you and you can't see the finer movements and those subconscious tells, they're not going to you. So I'm disengaged. As soon as I do this, oh, we're back. Okay, now we're engaged. Okay, so I'm engaging more. The other thing is, a lot of people tend to use not auto responders, auto cues. And that in itself, to use an auto cue is quite an art in itself. If you look at the news readers, you know, they can do it very easily. But to a novice, reading from an auto cue is very difficult. And also it provides another barrier, another layer. And if you don't get it right, and if you present in a way that sounds like you're reading from something, then automatically your audience or your skeptical audience will say, he's reading that. Why is he reading that? Does he not know what he's talking about? Yeah? So they draw their own conclusions as to why you're reading it. The other thing, the final point, is little cards, little pointers. And I used to do this when I first started doing video many years ago, and I used to put 5 or 6 pointers. And what I tried to do was I tried to sort of seamlessly kind of have a little bit of a glance over to my point 3, okay, and then carry on talking. And it's, for me, it was impossible, because you're kind of always looking over and you're going, okay, now point number 3 is, and we're back. So it's difficult to do that. So what I tend to do, and one of the things I do in my boot camp, is if I've got 5 or 6 or 7 points that I need to get across, I'll put them on the computer. And what I'll say to the audience is I'll say, right, I've got 7 points on the computer, I'm going to refer into those, because if I don't, I'm going to go off on a big tangent and the video will be too long. So point number 1, right, point number 1 is this. Straight into the lens and deliver point number 1. And conclude it, and then point number 2, point number 2. And it's just all about being transparent and telling people what you're going to be doing, instead of trying to come up with something slightly different. So remember, eye contact is the first thing you want to be thinking of. Don't look over here, because this is disengaged. Remember, don't put the glasses on. Even though you think you're looking very cool, you're going to disengage from your audience. So it's all about engaging with your audience and just doing that. And the main point of what I'm going to say here is go back to my mantra, which is learn, do and teach. You have to have done something in order to teach it. And because people, in a subconscious way, all this training about eye contact is all about talking to people's subconscious, because people are always looking at you. So if I'm not telling the truth, then you can tell. You can tell straight away if I'm not telling the truth, because the eyes have it. Okay, the eyes will tell you. And this is what we do. This is what human beings are all about looking at people and, you know, assessing whether they're an actual threat to us or not, or whether we can trust them or not. So all about engaging the eyes. Okay, so I don't think there's anything else I'm going to say. I want to keep this this video kind of nice and short. Again, there are hundreds, if not thousands, of different techniques in order to engage with your audience, and as a video blogger, you know, to be able to engage with people. But certainly, one of the main ones that I found over the years is to get people to talk from here. That's what I'm going to say. That's the final point that I almost forgot. You're talking from here. You're talking from your experience to there. If you talk from theory, so you've got input coming in and then it goes back out, then people can tell. People can tell the brain processes. People know what's happening. Okay, so always talk from the mind. And this is my final point. If you think that you're no good on video, if you think, and you look at somebody else who are really good, really polished, you know, just do it. This is one of the things I want to get over. It does not matter how you present to your audience, because the audience a lot of the time doesn't really listen to what you're saying. They're just looking at your mannerisms, your facial expressions, your non-verbal communication, and also the eyes. What are the eyes doing? What are the eyes saying? And there are a lot of people who are very polished, but they're too polished and they don't really engage with their audience because it's just kind of too much. It's too kind of red. You know, they're doing it from an auto cue, and they don't really engage. The people that engage with their audience are people that go, okay, I'm just going to do it. Just going to do this video. I'm just going to get it out the way and get it done. And they muck through it but it comes from here and it comes from the heart as well. Okay, and that is what engages people, not being slick on camera, not having all the best fancy lighting. It's just about having a good intention. So I'm going to leave you with those two things. Think about eye contact and think about just delivering your video as you. Just do it as you, okay? And you'll have some good success. Okay, if you like this video, just if you want to give us a like on it, if you want to make a comment, then do so, and I'll be looking forward to speaking with you soon. If you want to see more videos like this, you can visit my website at johnmclaughlin.com. Until then, we'll speak soon. I'm John McLaughlin. Speak soon.